G'day everyone, welcome to the Outside Man podcast.
Hey!
I was not doing it because you weren't mad at me for being too loud.
What's wrong with you?
So this is the Outside Man podcast where we talk about rugby league, the greatest game in Australia and perhaps the world, maybe even the universe, who knows.
Yeah.
And this is our expert opinions on all things rugby league.
Yep.
What a weekend of footy.
Yep.
Did we all get the 2 points, guys?
I actually got the 2 points this week. We had the bye. And my team's in Bali and we somehow still got 2 points.
Still got
Jeez,
That was
didn't even rock up
time.
to work and still got the chockies.
Yep.
We probably
Jace.
got 4 points, I reckon, for that one.
Yeah, 4 points.
Yeah.
Jed.
Yep, we got the 2 points.
And the Titans
Yes.
didn't get the spoon.
And you got 2
Come
points.
on, that's worth a clap.
I'm wrong.
Oh,
I don't know.
Can I say, and for those who watch and not just listen but watch, we are back in our home studio.
Yep.
It just feels like home. And look, no offense to
the
Jed's
shed.
studio from
no,
last week.
it's terrible.
But man, it's good to be back. Thank you, Matt, for having us back.
No worries.
Yeah, we all got a spot here.
Please like and subscribe if you haven't already.
Yep.
You can do that on Spotify too, if I'm
Yeah,
not mistaken.
Spotify,
Yeah.
I think is a follow.
Follow.
what are we up
comment.
to, 75 now?
No.
Yeah, 74 subs still.
Yeah.
So we're still sitting there. We're getting close to 100.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like 100 will. That's when things will take off, guys.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
We're just. I don't know if Australia can handle it just
Yeah,
yet.
we'll
but
become full-time YouTubers, I reckon.
That's the dream.
Yeah.
It's going to be an expensive dream.
We'll
I don't know
actually
who's
have to
gonna pay
get
us.
a domain for an email account.
Oh, don't say that. Now someone will register.
All the sponsors that'll be coming, and we're just going to be
Yeah.
flicking
Yeah.
it away.
Yeah.
Mate, get
Well, we
away.
might have a sponsor coming on board soon, so watch this space.
Ooh, watch
Really?
A space.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Watch this YouTube channel or Spotify.
Interesting. Is it Uncle Nick?
Oh, yeah.
It is.
I have friends
Actually.
in high places, so...
Yeah, anyway, so
Well,
good
this
weekend
would,
of footy.
Yeah, great weekend of footy, big games. Some games that didn't really matter too much. Big blowouts as well, so we'll go through that.
Hold on,
in a
I think there was only 2 games that mattered.
There was.
Yeah. That's all,
Yeah.
sorry. I sound
It
a
was
lot
the
more
Titans-
dramatic
Titans,
than
Tigers.
it was. You were all waiting for more.
I was like,
That
what
was all
games? What games are these ones that
Yeah,
mattered the
Titans
most?
and Newcastle.
Great comment,
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Great commentary.
Anyway,
Expert commentary, that's why you tune in.
this would normally be the bit where we transition into Controversy Corner. However, we're doing things a bit differently tonight.
Yeah,
We're going to
keep
go
it
through
fresh.
last round real quick, and then we're going to have a look at what we think for the finals. We might cast our mind back for some nostalgia, and we've also got some big conspiracies around controversies, conspiracies.
Yeah, hold it
But
to the
you're
end.
going to have to wait for those.
You want to
Yeah.
hear these.
So stick around and let's do that transition right now.
Alrighty, round 27 is done and dusted. That's it for the regular season. Can't believe it's been 27 rounds. That's just nuts.
Feels like we're just getting started.
Yeah.
Oh, but anyway,
Mate.
we're going to cruise through some of these games, especially the games that didn't really matter. But we'll start with Thursday night. We were all at this game at Suncorp Stadium. The Broncos downing the Storm 30-14. The only thing really to note from this game is, well, one, how well the Broncos played. 2, Jerome Hughes' injury. And 3, where are the Storm at? But that can be something we can talk about a little bit later on when we do the tips. Anything you guys wanted to bring up from this game?
Bludger of a game.
It was a great game.
Yeah, Broncos played really well. Storm played poorly.
Yep.
And I was actually quite surprised that Storm couldn't really move up or down at all, and Bellamy still fielded a full team. Like, why? I'd like to know what his thinking was behind.
I think
not
he
resting on
thought he
his main
had to
players.
give Jerome. I think Jerome specifically, he thought he had to give him some minutes.
Yeah, I actually
Oh,
agree
yeah,
with that.
that's probably right.
I
but
think that's
why not
probably
rest all
why.
the others?
But he shouldn't have.
Yeah. Hindsight.
Harry Grant
2020.
makes a huge difference to the Storm too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is something
They
to
did
note.
lack a bit of that guidance, didn't they?
They did. Broncos completed at 90%. That literally laid the platform for their attack to do everything that they did.
Yeah. Well done, Broncos.
4 second play the ball compared to 3.4 second
Very
to the
slow.
Bronx. And as in Melbourne did 3.4 seconds. Jace, tell us the dummy passes
Well, I think
Holy
that's all
Jesus.
Melbourne could do, isn't it? They'd got 48 dummies.
48.
And then still went the wrong way. Broncos 13. That's a bit countercultural, isn't it?
And the other controversy in this game that we were talking about was the number of 6 agains, whether it be ruck infringements or inside 10s that the Storm got before they got the warning at the start. But then the Broncos down the other end
There
had
was a third.
3. I think there were 3 offsides in a row, and then one of the Broncos went to the bin straight away.
And there was one particular play where the Storm guy, he should have been sin bin. He was laying all over him, and then he continued to lay over him.
But you know what? Big Nelson, the great man that he is, was like, there's been an injustice here. So I'm going to do something really stupid, which I do most weeks when I play footy. Gave away a headshot, gets binned, just to make it fair again. So
do you think that Bellamy told him he's going to have to play 80? And he's like, stop that, I'm having a break.
Yeah.
I
think that's what it was.
You don't name him again this season, do you? I mean, he's out for 2 to 3 weeks, but does he want a contract? No. I don't get him.
I think he's too much of a liability now.
Is it because he's so tall and his target area?
Well, we did talk about that. So a lot of players,
especially when they're leaning over, with
forward,
head run. I'm going to call it.
You know, Toho's a prime example of that. He burrows in. So when you got a 7 foot tall Goliath going up against a 5 foot tall centre or wing,
especially when they hit here, like you're not.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a forceful swinging arm. That's just, you're trying to tackle a dude, and he's too tiny.
So he has it against him. He has it, like, he has to overcome his height if he wants to.
And
improve.
especially as the game gets faster, it's so much harder to.
Yeah. Is the big men being ruled out of rugby league?
I think they are.
Because we had that transition where we had the really big forwards, right? And then the game sped up too quick, and then you see the really big dudes. You know, of the 90s, that sort of player faded out in favour of these tall, lean, everyone weighing over 100 Ks. And now we're just going to see you got to be a jockey size to play. Anyway, let's get on to the next game. Manly versus Warriors, New Zealand Warriors.
27-26. James Fisher-Harris scoring the fastest try in NRL history.
It was like 9 seconds.
0 minutes.
I couldn't believe what I was watching. It was one of those things. Was like, did that actually just happen? They kicked off, and Cherry Evans actually came out and explained what happened. He went to catch it, saw that it was falling in front of him, so he ran up. As he's running, he realizes, I'm not going to get there. Then he goes, well, in case it bounces back towards the Warriors who were running down the field, he got in front of the ball. No one was behind him. No one saw what he was trying to do. Ball pops up out of Saab's hands into Fisher-Harris, and he's literally now holds the record for the world fastest NRL try.
And then it took him 34 minutes to
score again.
to come to terms with what happened, because they're like, oh, is this game just going to come to us?
Yeah, so I'm going to say it was an exciting game. Manly lost 2 guys. They were at the same time, weren't they? They were pretty close, within a couple of minutes of each other.
So,
and still managed to scrape by and get that win. Other than that, nothing really notable.
Nah.
Warriors,
they're cooked.
A couple of tries at the end, but they're done.
They are done. Look, we'll probably see sitting here next week, and they've somehow managed to topple Penrith, but the odds aren't in their favour, that's for sure. So,
and the next game, the second game, the game of the round, maybe not. Roosters versus Rabbitohs. Now, we had mixed thoughts about this game last week. We thought the Rabbitohs might have got up, but the Roosters came away 36-6.
Yep.
The Rabbitohs were a bit disappointing for the team they had.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that was the strongest team this year, wasn't it?
Only missing Latrell.
Like, if you have a look at the bench for the Rabbits. It was Brandon Smith, Jacob Host, Cody Walker, Cameron Murray.
Maybe they just should have started.
I think it was more of just to get Murray back in there. You know, there was talk about him going in the Australian team straight away, but he's put his hand up straight away and said, "No, don't pick me. I haven't played enough footy."
But
which I thought it was good of him to do that. But
the completion rate for the Roosters is a bit worrying there, 69%.
Yeah, look, I was just going to say, if we can fix up those errors, we're going to upset a few teams.
And if you can't? Going to Bali.
Yeah, going to Bali. But we did prove it, like, when we played Melbourne there a couple of weeks ago, completion rate was over 90%. So
you got it in you.
Well, we've got it in us. So I've got Sam Walker as Clive Churchill medal winner.
He's a good player.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
He is a
Kick
good
it to
player.
Tupou.
Well, that win literally sealed the rest of the weekend. It was kind of like, okay, cool, the top 8 sorted now.
Yep. So that was one of the games that mattered.
That was literally one of the games that mattered. Saturday, 3 p.m, it was Panthers 40-20 over the Dargans. Penrith just cruised. Like, there's nothing really special.
Even my son, who's a Penrith supporter, after about 60 minutes went outside and kicked the footy around.
Yeah, it's kind of just
it wasn't really
everyone knew what was going to happen.
The Dragons didn't have much going on.
We all knew that the Panthers were going to get the win, and
yeah, I fell asleep.
Dargans, look, we'll talk about the ladder later, but I reckon Shane Flanagan wouldn't have had them finishing in the bottom 5 like they have. Like, I thought he would have been aiming for something a bit higher than that this year.
Yeah, when you're a lower team, that's when the injuries really have an effect on you. And I think both Couchman brothers, Stewart, all these guys, they got their break and were heading for a great year, all dropped off.
Yeah.
And they've got Atkinson coming next year. Leilua, I've got to say, is the worst back rower in the game.
He's past done, eh?
Oh,
he's past done.
Just the game where they should have won. He was the reason they lost. I forget what week. So there's lots of talk that the Dragons are unhappy and there's players on the way out. Shane Flanagan is moving players on. That's what it is. He's not a bad coach.
Agreed.
Another game that mattered, Matt, on Saturday at 5:30.
Game of the round.
It was pretty good.
Titans upset the Tigers 36-28.
Foreign.
Kieran's last game. Sent out as a winner. Didn't get to score a try, but he was still ecstatic that the team won.
But he was in a lot.
He was everywhere.
A lot of those wide breaks were all him on that left-hand side.
He won the dummy passes.
Yeah.
AJ was phenomenal. Now, this game...
Because he was playing centre, eh?
Yeah,
AJ? Yeah, that was
left
great.
edge. Now, this game had something interesting happen that we haven't seen for a long, long time. Cooper Bai, famous son of
Marcus
Bai
from
the Storm.
He had his NRL debut. He played really good for the time that he was on there. Scored a try, but then he got it taken off him because of a disruptor.
Don't start me, man.
Disruptor!
It wasn't even a disruptor. They said, I think it was Kinney, came in, but he's running, looking at the Tigers player. I can't remember which one it was. And then at the last minute, he's turned around, looked up.
Put it this way, we've seen way worse disruptors let go this year.
Yeah. So that was a rip-off. I'm counting that as a try anyway. Carter Gordon played as well on the weekend.
Yeah.
I thought he was pretty good.
Yep.
I think he'll get some more game time. He'll be great. I don't know if he'll be up to Marky Mark's standard for the Roosters, being an ex-Union player, but he's got a lot of potential.
Well, he's playing centre too and he's a half, so I think he's got to have some time to fit in the system.
That's what I think.
Anyone who's been out a year has to play their first game. The last game of the year is probably not.
They're not going to be brilliant straight up. But yeah, good signs for Titans. We'll see how they go with their new coach next year. Other than that, watch the highlights.
And you avoided the spoon. That's all that matters.
At that time, we didn't know if we'd avoid. So it all hinged on Newcastle winning. We'll talk about Newcastle in a minute.
Gave you a chance, though. All right, and the last game on Saturday was the Sharks beating the Dogs 24-6. Great win by the Sharks.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was the only reason this game mattered, was to see what the Sharks were going to do. Completed at 96%.
96, yep.
100% in the second half. So the Sharks showed up. The Bulldogs are worrying. And
are you confident the Sharks going into the finals run?
If we could compete like that, I think we beat anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many of the top 8 have you beat?
Sorry?
How many of the top 8 have you beat?
We beat Melbourne. We beat Warriors. We beat...
Just lost to Canberra.
Just lost to Canberra last minute. Just lost to Panthers the last minute. That was the first game of the year. We lost to the Roosters. Yeah. But we were in all those games. We should have beaten the Broncos. So
you're in it to win it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm too worried about any team. I'm more worried about us not making errors.
Yeah. So even though the Bulldogs only scored 6 points, and that shows that you guys had great defence, do you think that is it a false sense because of the Bulldogs' attack looked pretty lackluster?
Luster.
We got it.
I would normally say yes, except for we missed 35 tackles, and we found a way to get there.
Yeah.
And we found a way to... So they made line breaks, and they sort of got through, and they put kicks up, and we managed to defuse it.
Yeah.
So normally I'd be like, oh, yeah, like the dogs are cooked. But no, I'm more happy with the defence / the completion rate. And we did it to the Knights as well. Like, the Knights scored a couple of tries at the start, and then they didn't get a sniff after that. So I'm very happy with that. And controversial tries to the Knights too, might I add.
Yeah. Anyway.
Our bench is just killing it.
Yeah. How good's Talakai?
Talakai, Hazelton, and we've just got Hamanueli obviously as well, but then Kafusi came in as well and just killed it.
Oregon.
Yeah. My biggest question,
Not
though...
Felice.
Oregon.
Yeah.
My biggest question, though, with the Sharks is that, yes, Nico Hines probably had his best game of the season.
Yes.
But can he do it when it matters most against the higher teams?
Yes.
That's a good question.
That is the question.
Well,
That is the question.
And that's the little
what did you
star.
say? They've won 7 of the last 8 games, and they can mix it with the top 4. Yeah.
Well, Callan's always said, how does the Trindle-Nico combination work? Because sometimes they fight each other. And without Trindle there, with Atkinson,
Nico looks so
it
good.
really worked well. But Nico's got these kicking out in the full games and stuff in him.
True.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree. Can he handle it?
Yeah.
That's the
And
question.
for those wondering who are listening, if we're going to talk about whether Nico Hines deserved to be suspended or not, we're going to talk about that a little bit later on, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
Now, the last 2 games we're not really going to talk about because it was the Dolphins taking on a B-grade Raiders team. The only thing I'll say was 62-24 to the Dolphins. The only thing I will say is stats and facts don't lie. Any team who concedes 50 points in the regular season cannot win the comp based on history. So what has that done to the Raiders? Has Ricky ruined the Raiders' seasons? We're going to find out. And then the second game was the Eels 66 taking on the Knights 10. I don't think I've ever seen a team not play like I saw the Knights. Like
It was the last game of the year.
I couldn't believe
just give it everything.
I couldn't believe what we were watching. It was one of the worst performances and displays. Like, they are professional paid.
The competitive
players.
nature you have to play in the NRL, and then you put that up.
That's
Average.
Wow.
Very average.
As Jeff Tooby would say, there's got to be an investigation into
Oh,
that.
it has to be.
Like even the Cowboys who had the bite, they did a better
We
performance.
we defended better.
Playing beach footy.
Beach footy.
Well, that's the end of that round and the end of the regular season. We're going to
Done.
take a quick break and we'll be right back in a minute. All right, let's have a look at the top 8, where they finished, because that's all that really matters, other than the Titans not getting the spoon. So we had the Raiders, minor premiers, they won that last week. Second was Melbourne, Dogs. Then fourth was the Broncos, they snuck it in for the win. Then we had the Sharks, Warriors, Panthers, and the Roosters getting in to the top 8 with their dominant win over the Rabbitohs. And as it sits, heading into the finals, we've got the Raiders versus Broncos, which will be playing on Sunday. Sharks versus Roosters, Warriors versus Penrith, and Melbourne versus the Dogs. So do we want to have a talk about that now? We'll have a look.
I will say, just on a completely side note, the Warriors had a heck of a season until they lost Metcalf.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
To still be in this final series after being so bad. And Barnett, I'll say Barnett's a big deal. Your captain and your halfback is a big deal. So credit to Warriors for having a go.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Anyway.
Well, I think we had some stats recently put up in a group chat. So, talking on the top 8. So, now the most likely teams to win this weekend, based on history, so teams 1 and teams 2 have a 77% chance of winning, or 77% of the time they win.
So 1 and 2 normally
One
wins.
and 2 normally beat, so 1 normally beats 4, 2 normally beats 3.
Is that a home ground super advantage, do you think? Or do you think they normally just rest players and come in fresh?
It's a good point.
No?
Yeah, it's hard to...
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Hospital
ball there.
Yeah.
So,
Don't know. That's an interesting.
The highest percentage, the team that wins the most amount of games in the final series is Team 5.
yeah, baby.
85% of the time they beat.
We're going to blow that stat out of the water.
They beat Team 8. So, based on these statistics, and then Team 7, 54% of the time, usually beats Team 6 at 46%. So, based on history, Teams 1, 2, 5, and 7 should all win this week, which means 6th place Wars and the 8th place Roosters are most likely going to exit the
So I'd
competition.
say most years probably 8th place is the worst team in the comp. Whereas I would go Roosters would technically, you would think, be better than the Warriors for sure, better than the Dogs. So I don't think they're
Better
probably
than
the worst.
Dogs. Okay.
Number 8.
I don't rate the Dogs.
Yeah, but they
at
got
all.
to beat Sharks. So
Yeah, I know, but I'm just
5.
saying normally, I think the Roosters are a better team than both 8 finished teams previously.
Yeah.
So
But I think that's why 5th normally beats
all right.
8.
Do you want to come back to this in a sec? We'll have a look at
When we do our tips, we'll probably come back to it
our
and go,
tips
hey, like,
Yeah.
because
based on
I've
who
actually
wins.
got a theory.
Ooh.
I didn't tell you because you weren't here yet, but I told the other boys and they
Nap time.
thinking about it.
Oh.
It's a good theory.
Matt told us when we
Solid.
were on time for dinner.
Does it involve the Roosters?
No.
Oh.
Well, a little bit, but not much.
Well, what I'd like to do, if you allow me the opportunity to do so,
Oh.
Matt, I'd like to talk about... We're all about accountability on this show, aren't we?
We are all about
Yes.
all
accountability.
about accountability. We're the first to crow about our wins, right? We always say, "Yeah, I got that right," and we're always the first to crow about our losses or other people's losses. And we know there's
Yeah.
one person on this panel that does make some outlandish accusations.
No, I think
Jed, Jed should be living in Perth or New Zealand or one of these places by now, based on some of the things he said this year. But
with no hair.
what I did, I took the liberty of going back and listening to our first podcast for this year, and I listened to some of our predictions for the year.
All right, let's have it.
Now, we didn't do a top 8, which is I'm a little bit devastated about. We'll do that next season. But what we did do is we did a grand final team, a grand final winner, a top 4, and a wooden spoon. And then a couple of us talked about coach under pressure as well. Okay, going to start with Jed.
Okay.
Actually, something I do want to say is, Jason, on the first podcast, you said Nathan Cleary won't be classed as a GOAT until he dominates in Origin. Do you still stand by that from...
Yeah, I think he's got to, eh?
Because he didn't dominate this
No.
year again as well. So, all right, so Jed, you had the Broncos and Storm in the grand final.
Which is possible.
It's still very possible. So that's, yep, so far so good. You have the Bronx as the grand final winner.
Yep.
Still keen for that? Still on that?
Yeah.
Gonna go
I
for
mean,
it?
even though I hate it,
Definitely possible.
Like,
You
there's
had-
no clear cut, so
Yeah.
they could do it.
So your top 4 was the Bronx, Storm, Penrith, and Manly. Now, contrary to you claiming that you had the Raiders up there all throughout the year, I said the Raiders. What you did say is that the Raiders will surprise a few top 4 teams this year.
okay.
Which insinuates that they won't be in the top 8,
Yeah.
but they'll be good enough to surprise a few teams. So your claim that you had the Raiders at the top is not necessarily true, but you did say they would surprise a few
Don't you hate it
teams.
when people fact check you?
Yeah.
And you
Hey,
all,
by the way, we subscribe that facts don't have feelings.
facts don't have feelings; they're just facts.
Yep.
You said the Roosters would get the wooden spoon.
Oh, you
Look at
guys!
that. Bearing
even
after
go.
4 rounds, you
No,
probably thought that
Bearing
You
in
guys
mind-
don't even go for your own teams.
Bearing in mind that this was recorded after the Bronx had just put 50 points on you, so I think
Yeah.
you were a bit upset about that. And you also said that the Todd Payton would lose his job by round 10. So, you know what? It was
Probably should
there
have.
was pressure on him. So,
It was,
Yeah.
definitely.
Matt, let's go to Matt. Matt's grand finalists are the Sharks and Storm. Still
Still
also
doable.
a possibility. Your grand final winner is the Sharks.
Possible.
How are you confident?
Yeah, look, to make that work, Storm would have to lose to the Bulldogs and then beat either Raiders or Broncos, which is possible. And then Sharks would have to win, and then they would play the Bulldogs. So
Which
yes, the
they just
Sharks could
smashed.
beat the Bulldogs and make it into the grand final, and Storm could show up and beat Broncos or Raiders to get in the grand final. And yeah, I reckon the Sharks could probably sneak it in.
We can beat Melbourne in the
Yep.
grand final.
Well, your top 4 was the Storm, Bronx, Sharks, and Penrith. So you're not far off.
Pretty close.
And your spoon, you had 3 contenders: Para, Roosters, or the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Cam. I'm sorry about that.
Para's not a bad shout, but they did finish 11th. Para ended up.
Yeah, but they were
11th,
looking
so.
pretty shaky up to a few
Yeah,
weeks
no,
ago.
looking pretty.
The next was me. My grand finalists was and still is actually Bronx versus Panthers. I still believe that could very much be our grand finalist. My grand final winner was the Bronx. My top 4 were the Bronx, Melbourne, Manly, Penrith. So I got Manly wrong, but the 3 others, well, Penrith aren't in there either. My spoon was the Eels, and the coach under pressure was Robinson. Bearing in mind they had just been beaten 50-4 by the Bronx.
Yeah,
Jason had
Wow.
the Penrith versus Storm as the grand finalists.
yeah.
Still in play. The winner being Melbourne.
Really?
Yep, you said Melbourne Storm. You said
I think now that Hughes is gone, I have to rethink that.
yeah. So what you did say about Cronulla was that you needed a star play, an X factor player to get you to the grand final. That was the one thing that you did say about them. Your top 4 was Storm, Penrith, Sharks, Bronx. Pretty on the money as well. And you had Eels for the spoon as well. Now, the one team that I would say is missing is obviously Canberra. None of us really predicted Canberra to be up
I
there.
don't think anybody in
one
Australia
did.
predicted Canberra.
No.
So
But
they've done.
overall, that's pretty good. I'm giving it a pass mark, wouldn't you guys?
Yeah, I'd love to review the grand finalists with our grand final review.
Absolutely, that's the plan. Once we
Yeah.
in our end of year, we'll talk about who
Yeah.
our grand finalists were, and I think next year we'll definitely do a top 8. Maybe
We did the
even-
year before, I remember that.
Yeah, maybe even a full ladder. I don't know. Just so that we can sort of laugh at ourselves. It's funny.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
none of us know.
You
at the
don't
start of the
know.
season.
You
We're
don't
just
know.
guessing.
Yeah.
So.
Well, who'd have thought that the Rabbitohs would have been without
Oh.
13 of their top 17 players for
Yeah.
most of the season?
We all would have had them top 8, wouldn't we? Like
Yeah.
before
Oh,
before those
well,
injuries.
all those guys, they're a top 8
Wayne
top 8
Bennett.
team.
Mm.
Yeah. Anyway,
Good laugh.
Yep.
so
What's up
what
next?
do we want to do now?
Controversy corner. Or do you want to do?
Do we
tips?
do tips? I think we're here.
I think we do tips.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Is that
What
all right?
controversies have we got?
I got
Mine's more of a theory than a controversy.
Mine's controversial in nature.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do them now.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do them
Do you want to
now.
hear mine?
Go, James.
All right.
I'm ready to go.
I'm gonna do a transition though.
Okay.
All right. Controversy corner. Jason, you've got. All right. Controversy corner.
Look at this stain on Jed's face. Oh man, got to say it twice.
Take
Go
14.
on.
Now,
Do it again.
I'll leave it in.
shut up.
Action.
All right. Controversy corner. All right, Jason, you've got the first one.
All right. So a lot of podcasts I listened to this week
Yep.
have told me that they think the Dolphins will be in the top 4 next year.
Yep.
Big one is James
Top
Graham.
4, not just top
Top
8.
4. They're
Wow.
saying James Graham was the big one this week.
Jeez.
And I just want to say that's crap. And they keep talking about how much points the Dolphins have scored because they've scored 700 points or whatever more than anyone.
Number one
But-
attacking team in the comp.
Regardless of how many points you win, you still need to win games, and you have to have
Yeah.
decent defence
true.
Yep.
to win games. And I did a bit of research, and so the games that mattered, when it counted, the Broncos beat the Dolphins 20-12.
Not bad.
They did beat Melbourne 42-22 1 week, which is when everyone went, oh, they might be a good game. But then they lost 40-20 to the Raiders. They lost 36-26 to the Roosters. They lost, what was it? They lost 24-12 to the Sharks. And then they lost 64-12 to the Roosters, 38-28 to the Dolphins, and then 58-30. Broncos to the Seagulls. So obviously I'm picking games out there, but they were the games that they would need to win to get into the 8, to beat those top sides. Their defence is 100 points off the entire top 8, and I just don't think they're as good a team as we're saying. Injuries aside, I don't think they could have stuck in the 8 this year, but I just don't think they're that good of a team. And I don't think next year we're going to go, oh, yeah, they're a great team. They'll probably have a good 6 games at the start of the year again and then fall off.
Yep.
So I think they're pretenders.
Fix their defence.
And I think everyone who's jumping on them. Number 2 thing that I heard this week is that everyone's saying the Bulldogs' attack is worse under Galvin than Sexton.
Absolutely.
Which is completely wrong. And the whole reason they brought Galvin in, the whole reason Serraldo brought Galvin in, at the time, he said, we can't beat Melbourne with our attack. It's not good enough. And they couldn't beat any of the decent teams at the start of the year with that spine, and they needed some class. They needed some attacking weapons. They're not winning games still, but it's not Galvin's attack. It's the front rowers that have a problem.
What about Galvin's defence, though?
Doesn't matter. That's not what we're talking about. Is that what we're talking about? Is that what I said? You're not even listening. So that's a fast. Galvin is not the reason that their attack is done. It's definitely their forward back.
Jason, I love you as a person, but you are like the wrongest you've ever been in your life.
Well, give
There's
me
an
your
outlandish
stats.
comment.
Give me your stats.
Stats don't
Point it out.
lie.
No,
Give me some facts.
look, if you gave me some time to research, but I know that they won more games under Toby Sexton than...
But they didn't beat any good teams who were in the finals.
Well, has Galvin beat any teams in the final?
No, but I'm saying...
Oh, well, what's the point of your stat then?
I'm saying he is not worse.
So has it gotten worse?
Like kicking
or not?
balls
No.
out on the dead ball line, giving up 7 tackle sets. His defence, like, he is the worst defensive halfback I've ever seen.
Ever seen?
That's solid.
That I've ever seen.
Ever seen?
Yeah.
No.
He's but worse than Ash Taylor. Like,
Get out.
I knew that would have
Taylor.
Anyway.
Don't get me started on Ash.
If back Jed in the corner, he just attacks the Titans.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so that's my comments. No, the Dogs
Alright.
won't win the comp, but they couldn't beat any of these top sides with Sexton as the halfback.
Now, Jed, you had a controversial issue
okay.
or thought or
Yeah.
whinge.
Yeah,
killed him.
yes. All right. This
mind
Nico
fucking
Hines
freezes
thing was absolutely ridiculous.
What's-
So what's the
Hines
Nico
thing?
Hines thing?
The hip drop. So why on earth was he charged in the first place? That is not a hip drop. And then he gets charged and then it gets downgraded because of a doctor's report from the Bulldogs. Now, all credit to the Bulldogs doctor, but why on earth are we charging people on the result of the injury?
Good call.
It was just like when, who was that Melbourne Storm player when Alex McKinnon got hurt,
Jordan
McLean.
Jordan McLean. If Alex doesn't duck in the tackle, he doesn't hurt his neck.
It's a big call. But no, it's your opinion.
Yeah.
Can't change
So,
it.
and then Jordan got about 10 weeks for that. So I just think it's absolutely ridiculous. Like,
As in, what's ridiculous is grading someone or charging someone based on the injury.
Based on the injury. It should not happen.
And it doesn't help the team that got injured.
No, not at all. And also, like, how is it? Does that mean if someone comes in and clashes heads with someone's knee, we should be charged? Like, where's the line? I guess that's the point I'm trying to make. Where are we going to draw the line on, like, he should be charged on the fact that it was a hip drop, if it was a hip drop.
Yeah.
Whether the player is injured or not should have literally
Zero effect.
no bearing on it.
Yeah.
Well, that's like these.
And he wasn't sent for 10.
No.
So live, they didn't think it was a big deal.
No.
And also, what about all these head highs that happen where the player lies down and then gets the penalty because the ref thinks he's injured, then he hops up and keeps playing? You know, if the guy gets up and keeps playing, play on. If he gets injured and has to get taken off, well, then
and I'm still a big believer. If you stay down, either you get subbed or you got to sit that set of 6 out.
Yep.
Because you're wasting the viewer's time.
100%.
And
You're wasting the viewer's time.
And because of this farcical that's happened, do you think that this will affect the Sharks this week in terms of their performance?
No.
Okay.
Well, it's definitely.
I think our performance will be absolutely average or great,
Yeah,
regardless.
of what happened with it.
But it'll be better or worse without. Better or worse with Hine.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. If he plays like last week, we're going to do really well.
They're either
If
going to
he
win
plays
or
like
lose.
3 weeks before,
Probably not so much.
Yeah,
I don't,
anyway.
we're
Matt, you got something?
scraping.
Well, mine's more of a theory.
Here we go.
Mine's more of a theory. Can you pull up that road to the finals?
Sinful hat time.
Now, Jed, I didn't get to talk to you about this one, but my theory is, I was thinking about this today while I was driving around the place. I have a theory that the Raiders will lose week 1 to the Broncos.
Yep.
Now, what happens is, if the Raiders drop the game to the Broncos, they cross streams, right? So they're going to go over and they'll play.
Don't cross yet. The loser goes to play the winner of 5v8.
Yeah, so
Crossing
they'll
happens after.
and then they'll win. So they'll play Sharks or Roosters, right? So I reckon Raiders could beat Sharks or Roosters. Then they'll cross streams. Broncos will then have to play the winner of Warriors versus Penrith, right? So Penrith will beat the Warriors.
No. Broncos will play the winner. So
Yeah, no, I haven't got to that bit yet.
no. But you've jumped too far ahead. So Penrith and
I haven't got to that bit yet.
You haven't included the Storm and Dogs. So the loser of Storm and Dogs will play the winner of Penrith and Wars.
So the Bulldogs will lose. They'll play Penrith. Penrith will win. Then Penrith crosses streams to play the Broncos in that prelim.
Yep.
Raiders will cross streams over to play the Storm. Raiders to beat Storm. Broncos to beat Penrith.
So what's
Broncos,
the controversy?
Controversy.
No, I didn't say it was a controversy. I said it was a theory. The theory is that
theory?
Ricky will drop game 1.
Why?
Broncos.
So that
He doesn't have to play the Panthers.
so he doesn't have to play the Panthers.
Okay, I probably should have prefaced this
That's
a
the
bit
bit
better.
you missed.
So you reckon?
I think Panthers, having so much experience in the grand finals, they're going to have like a psychological edge over whoever they play. And you've seen that in the last 2 months.
Yep.
You know, they're just winning. They only just beat the Raiders, and they only just lost to Raiders, only just lost to Storm, right? Cleary's not going to miss another field goal. I can guarantee that. So if it comes down to the wire, I think Ricky's prepared to take that chance that the Broncos will be either taken out by Penrith or they'll beat Penrith into the final, and Raiders, I think, will beat Broncos.
So you reckon Ricky would rather have to play 4 games to win the comp rather than just 3 games to win the comp?
Because he doesn't want to meet Panthers.
Because he doesn't want to meet Panthers, but he'd rather meet Melbourne and possibly the Dogs.
Yeah.
Well, not the Dogs. It'll be the winner Melbourne, and then before that they'll have to verse the winner
Sharks.
of the Sharks, yeah, and then they have to play
Melbourne.
Melbourne, yeah.
Yep.
So the Raiders is the draw will be the Broncos, that they'll lose to, then they'll beat the Sharks,
Yep.
then they'll beat the Storm,
Yep.
then they'll play Penrith in the grand final.
Or Broncos.
Geez, that's a tough run.
They can beat Sharks and they can beat Storm.
So your whole theory is that Ricky wants to drop this weekend.
I think Panthers have got that much of a hoodoo or a psychological edge over them.
But they just beat them recently.
Only just.
Doesn't matter.
Cleary doesn't miss that field goal again. He gets a second shot, he doesn't miss. And
Interesting. What I will say is the Panthers have got this made. So they play the Warriors.
Yep.
Then they probably play the Dogs, who are playing crap.
Yep.
And then they have to go across to their first hard game is going to be possibly
Broncos or Raiders.
Broncos or Raiders.
Yeah.
Do you know, if it's the Raiders, I said 8 weeks ago Penrith will win the comp, and I'm backing by that. I didn't say I'd move to another town or Fiji or something like that.
Although Fiji would be nice.
They are at $7 to win the comp. We'll get on to that in a sec. But if they win this, it'll be the greatest ever championship, premiership run we've ever seen.
That's what I'm talking about. They've got the psychological edge.
They were
advantage
last
over everyone.
They were last in round 12.
Yep.
Yeah.
Round 12. Here's the other thing. In a prelim final or even one of the semis, it gets to the 60-minute mark. Game is close, game is tied, game is whatever. Penrith know exactly what it takes to grind out the win and push to that next level and get that last bit of energy out of it.
And that's where I wonder if the Broncos will turn up at that point.
Possibly, because the Broncos have learnt from, obviously, the 2023 grand final. The other thing about the Penrith is, yes, they've got a different squad again this year, but they still have Dill Edwards, they still have Nathan Cleary, they still have Mitch Kenny, and they still have Isaiah Yeo. So they still have a really strong spine.
Dylan Edwards has been pretty average, though.
I disagree.
No, he has been.
Oh, yeah.
He's been dropping the ball a lot.
Cleary's under pressure.
I'll give you that, but it's still Dylan Edwards. He's a four-time premiership winning fullback.
So who can beat Penrith? Which teams can beat Penrith?
In that run, the Warriors can't beat them this week. They're most likely going to play the Dogs next week.
If the Storm lose, they're probably, in my mind, the best chance of beating Penrith.
Yep. So if they lose, they're going to verse Penrith.
No, Storm win.
If they lose.
No, lose the first week to the Bulldogs.
They won't lose to the Dogs, I don't think.
Well, you don't know.
But I think they're the best chance of... I don't think the Broncos beat Penrith again. I think the Hoodoo's too strong there.
Yeah.
The Raiders, maybe. Just because they have so much youth.
Yeah. All right, should we go through this week's finals tips?
Oh.
Friday, 7:50 p.m. We have the Storm taking on the Dogs, second versus third. It's at Amy Park in Melbourne. Storm $1.50 to the Dogs, $2.60, and I am going to tip the Melbourne Storm.
I think those odds are very favourable for the Dogs. Storm easy.
Oh, Jed?
I'm going to actually tip the upset here and go for the Dogs.
Interesting.
I think that, yeah, they played bad last week, but I think that their minds were on this week.
Well, you reckon Galvin, big game?
Big Galvin.
Yeah, and the fact that they only just lost against Melbourne a couple of weeks ago, and if they had completed at a better rate, they would have won that game.
Can they?
Yep.
They can compete at a better rate.
Yep.
Well, surely they'll be focusing on it this week.
Yeah.
Matt, who you got?
I think Storm in Melbourne.
All right, game 2, 4:05 p.m. on the Saturday. A little bit of a different time. We have the Wars taking on the Panthers in Auckland. The Warriors are at $3.44. Panthers $1.32. I am tipping the 4-time reigning premiers, Penrith.
Go the Wars! I think they can do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes in life you have to be bold.
Gamble responsibly.
And
okay.
You are very bold.
I know.
That's why you're on the bottom of the tipping ladder.
Sometimes in life, you have to see what's actually in front of you.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to open your eyes.
Penrith.
Penrith.
Look, I will.
Don't
say anything, okay?
No. All right, well, we had whole Jed back.
Game of the round.
7:50 Saturday.
I'm very nervous.
Shark Stadium. There'll be a whole 3,000 people there.
Should have been at Allianz. Or
It's $1.74 Roosters.
Why would we play? Why would we play the Rabbitohs home ground?
Ooh, he's got you there.
Well, you're kicking out 30,000 people at least from going to the game.
$2.10 the Sharks, $1.74 the Roosters. I'm actually thankful that the Sharks, they need some form of home ground advantage.
Yes, I actually agree with that.
I don't know who to tip in this, so I'm going to listen to you guys, and hopefully you can shape my tip.
It's going to be a very close game, but I think we can do it. If we complete at a high rate, I think the Roosters can win. And yeah, I think if the Roosters win, we win well. If the Sharks win, they just win by like a field goal or something.
Jay, so imagine you're going to say the Sharks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sharks win.
Matt,
We win comfortably. The reason we win. Do you want to know the reason we win? Our bench.
Yeah.
Our bench is far superior. I think when they come, I think the front rowers will bash each other. I think they're pretty evenly matched. White versus Fanua Blake. Rudolph has been killing it. I think Watson and Brayley, all the outside backs are elite in this game, except for Tupou is the extra advantage. But I think when our bench comes on, we destroy the Roosters.
Matt, help me tip.
I think Sharks as well.
Sharks.
I think I'm going Sharkies on this one. Home field advantage, 85% win rate versus Team 8. I think like Jed, it'll be close.
Why are the Roosters favourites though?
Because they're solid.
What am I
They're
missing?
solid.
Yeah, but why won't they be solid against the Sharks?
They will. I think it'll be close.
It does depend on Nico though.
100% it does.
It all
and Will
depends
Kennedy.
on. We know what Walker's going to give you. Hugo, we don't know what he's going to do in this finals, but if Nico turns up,
So you guys will play the loser of Bronx and Raiders. Who do I want to be versing? You know what? I'm gonna go the Sharks as well. We're gonna go Sharks. Last game Sunday, 4:05 p.m. I reckon game of the round.
Oh, absolutely.
It's the Raiders at $1.65 at home to against the Bronx, $2.24. I am going the Broncos.
Ooh.
I think a day game in Canberra, sunny. Apparently it's going to be sunny, no dew on the field. I reckon the Broncos are going to run riot. Run riot. They've won 5 of their last games. I think they're going to keep that form and take down the Raiders.
Doesn't that just segue or allude to my theory? Why would Ricky want to have it on a Sunday afternoon?
That was your theory.
He's saying that he wanted an extra day, so because the Broncos were having the advantage, but the Broncos get an extra day.
he doesn't need an extra day. He rested everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's absolutely
That's what
ridiculous.
I'm saying.
Like,
he's going to drop the game to the Broncos, so he crosses that stream.
I think the
telling ya.
Raiders win.
yes. Okay. These are my Oh, sorry, Jason. You go first.
No, you're right. I just think they win.
Okay.
Go, Jed.
No other comment needed.
No comment.
Okay. So, my stats are the Broncos have only won 1 of their last 9 games away in finals. So, that's a huge stat to overcome.
Where'd you get that from?
Look,
I just made it up.
I know that's right.
I remember
look,
things.
Look, so.
The Raiders, when they played the Broncos in Canberra this year, absolutely destroyed them. Fact of the matter is, whether you like or hate, players like Reece Walsh, is that when the whole crowd is against him, he doesn't seem to play as well. Now, I still think the Broncos can make it to the will make it to the grand final. The big thing is, though, that Josh Papali'i is under injury cloud. He rolled his ankle, and I know that Reece Walsh also did a hamstring strain today.
Mind games? Are they mind games?
No. There's actual footage of him
Yeah.
coming off. So, I think that the Raiders win this, and they go on and win the prelim as well.
Also, Broncos traditionally don't play well during the day.
Yeah, I know. They're allergic to the sun.
On a Sunday
But
afternoon,
the
too.
closer this game gets to night time, that's what happened to the Sharks. We were winning, and then the darkness came in, and then they beat us.
Darkness.
Head of the Dolphins.
So I'm still thinking the Raiders to win, but I've
Yep.
still got that theory floating around in my mind about the.
You got to go with your theory, Matt. You can't have a theory and then
I've got a tipping comp to win here.
You got to go against your own
Is it still
theory.
going? Is the tipping comp still
Yeah, it
going?
goes right through.
Yeah,
the
I need to win it.
Oh, wow.
I'm
And
at the
I
top.
shouldn't have
quick
given up.
question: do we
Yes.
reckon it was the right call
Yes.
to leave Adam Reynolds out this weekend still, even though that I think they were saying that
He's
would
not
be-
ready.
Oh, he's not ready.
No. He's not fit.
Okay, yeah. But if he was fit, like say if he was fit in the second week,
I wouldn't change a work. I wouldn't change a working
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't. Why? Don't fix it if it's not broken.
Yeah, I know. I
Except
think-
for if the game goes to Golden Point
Yeah.
I'd have him on the bench.
and they're kicking off.
yeah.
That's when you want to bring
so
in
what I reckon they should do next
little
week.
Ben Hunt joke.
I reckon Adam Reynolds should start if he's fit next week. Start on the bench, and then that way when Corey Pakes needs a break or whoever they start at hooker, Hunt goes to 9. Reynolds comes in and works beside, or Billy goes to 9, and that's how they rotate their.
I think it's too much disruption.
Yeah. And there's also talk that Ezra Mann will be back in the second or third week of the final. So
I don't think Ezra gets back in.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, I'm just reporting the news.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be an interesting couple of weeks.
Yep.
Lots of theories floating around there. Thanks for joining us this evening or this morning or whenever you're watching it. If you're watching on YouTube, give us a like, share, subscribe. On Spotify, hit the follow button. What else do I need to say?
Thanks very much for tuning in. Share it with your friends. Share it with your enemies. We'll see you next week. Have a good one.
Good luck.
Catch up.
You something, dude.